Welcome back for more Round Body Yoga with certified Kripalu Yoga teachers Linda DeMarco and Genia Pauli Haddon.
Here we are, ready for another half hour of attentive presence to our bodies, and through our bodies to our deepest selves. Before beginning this session, it's important that you become thoroughly familiar with the introduction to yoga found on tape 1. Today, in addition to your usual props for relaxation and support, you'll be needing a sock knotted at each end as an extender for the postures that we'll be doing. If you don't have these at hand now, pause the tape and please get them. So come into a seated position and support yourselves with cushions as you need for your body, pressing the sits bones into the floor, and allow your eyes to close. Focusing your attention internally. Just watch as you allow your hands to begin very, very slowly to float upward from your lap, moving as slowly as the minute hand on a clock. Moving by themselves, not by your effort. And just allow your hands to float in front of yourself. And say to yourself, repeat in your mind, I am moving slowly and with attention to all body sensation. I am moving slowly and with attention to all sensation in my body. Form the intention to continue moving slowly and with attention throughout this session. Allow your hands to float slowly downward again to rest in your lap. And let's join our voices in the ancient sound of Om, inhaling together. And softly allow your eyes to open. Ready to begin.
If you're using a cushion, please put it to one side now. Come to your knees and press up into a standing position for swinging twists. Stand with your feet apart and to begin to let your arms swing from side to side, letting the weight shift from one foot to the other. Exhaling on each side with a fogging breath.
As you twist to one side, the opposite heel lifts from the floor.
Imagine your arms are empty coat sleeves as they come around loosely to your back. Turn your head. Let your weight shift from one foot to the other. Feel your body becoming energized. And begin to slow down.
Watch for obstacles.
Let your arms still swinging loosely. And let your arms come to stillness and come back down to the floor, into the table position, on your hands and knees, with your weight evenly supported on your hands and knees.
And you can use either hand position.
Turning one hand over so the back of your hand is on the floor.
Press the shins.
We're going to thread the needle through the open space between your arm and leg, letting your shoulder come down to rest on the floor. And if you want, stretch your leg out behind you for support. It's great for your shoulders. Twist in your low back. You can raise your hand, stretch your fingers out skyward, and relax into the position.
Keep breathing.
It's important to follow your breath. And release slowly, very slowly. Come down, put your hand on the floor and press back up. Now with the opposite hand, turn your back of your hand to the floor.
Press the palms in the shins.
Begin sliding beneath the space between your arm and your leg. Let your head and your shoulder come to rest on the floor. Press your leg out. If you want to, you can raise your arms skyward, fingertips extended. If you want to keep your hand on the floor, that's okay.
Your weight is supported by your knee and your shoulder.
Follow your breath. And relax into the posture. And release. Bring your hand down to the floor, pressing up, and come into a sitting position. Feet extended. Bring one foot up into the crook of your arm or by your hand.
You can use the opposite knee to support that if you'd like.
And hold the other knee and come into a rocking position. And rock on your sits bone. You can rock right to left, like so, or forward and back.
Or in circles.
Feel your hip opening up. If you're holding your foot like so, that's good. Or if it comes back a little further.
Cradle is good leg.
Yes, find a position that's comfortable for you to cradle. And release. And bring the other foot and knee up. And again, you can twist and rock. But remain on the sits bone. And release. We're going to come into the spinal twist. Genia will be doing a beginner version, and I will be doing a little more advanced version. Follow whichever feels appropriate. Extend your left leg.
Or bend it and place it on the floor in front of you.
Bring your foot to the outside of the extended leg.
Cross the opposite leg over on top.
Grasp the upper knee with the opposite hand. With your free hand, support yourself behind. Press down on your sits bones, still facing forward. Imagine a touch to the crown of your head. Feel your spine extending. Inhale, and on the next exhalation, begin to turn toward your free arm. Remain extended, pressing down on your sits bones. Look over the shoulder.
Beginners, you may want to grasp the toes of the underneath foot.
Continue pressing on your sits bones.
Both sits bones.
Crown extended. With each exhalation, twist a little more. Follow your breath.
The shoulders release downward.
And release.
Slowly, so slowly.
Very slowly. Coming forward, and take a few seconds for any movement your body wants to make.
And then come into position to do the twist on the other side. And I'll be doing a simpler version, and Linda will be doing the more advanced version. So begin this time with your other leg, your right leg, either bent on the floor in front of you or outstretched. Cross the opposite foot over. Grasp that upper knee with the opposite hand, and the free hand can support you behind.
Advanced, bend that outstretched knee till it's bent beneath you.
It may help also to smooth the abdominal tissues in the direction that you're going to be turning. You're turning toward the free arm. So support yourself, and then with your breathing, begin to turn
Press down on your sits bones, crown extended.
You may find the crook of your elbow just naturally wants to grasp around that upper knee.
With each exhalation, twist a little more, turn to look over your shoulder.
And press.
Spine is extended, pressing on the sits bones.
And very slowly release and come back to center. You want to move very slowly when releasing from twisting movements of the spine. Bring yourself forward now, curl the toes under, and push up into a standing position. We'll be coming into the mountain first. So arrange your feet parallel. Check to see that they are parallel, right beneath the hips. Begin to press the soles into the floor. Bring your attention inward. Focus on the pelvic triangle. It's level, slight bun squeeze. Lift the chest points, the crown of the head, and float the arms upward, fingertips reaching toward the sky. Shoulders release. Press the soles, press the fingertips. Release the shoulders. This is not a frozen position. Notice the little micro movements that continually take place as you hold.
Imagine a touch at the crown of your head. Fingertips extending skyward, shoulders relaxed.
And float your fingertips down again. And just notice all sensation that's taking place in your body as you release from that posture. Be coming into the half moon now. Very similar beginning stance to the mountain. I'll be using an extender, which is good for beginners. Linda will be doing a more advanced version without the extender. So again, floating the hands upward and grasping them above your head.
Advanced, clasp your fingers, index finger extended.
And begin pressing one hip. Press that hip point to the side. As you press, allow your body to extend over in the opposite direction. Press and extend and breathe.
Press your hip.
Press the soles of your feet.
Extend your fingers.
The body is in a single plane, not bending forward nor back. And release upward. And press in the opposite direction. Press the soles of the feet. Press the hip. Slight bun squeeze. And feel the extension all along the side of the body.
trust your own breathing pattern. And slowly release back up. Release your arms and allow your body to move any way that it feels like moving for the next few moments. Feels good.
And come back into a standing position. Clasp your hands behind you.
Or use an extender.
Just leaving your hands in that position, slightly pressing your shoulder blades together. Press your knuckles down toward the floor. And begin folding forward.
If you have high blood pressure, come only to the right angle.
Otherwise, go as far as your body is asking.
Press the knuckles toward the sky.
Your knees can be slightly bent.
Press the sits bones upward. Press the soles of the feet.
And continue holding in this posture until your body calls for release. When you're ready, release the posture and come into a flow for the next minute, following the energy in your body. How does your body want to move in this moment?
Bring your flow to a close now and allow yourself to come down onto the floor to rest on your back for final relaxation. And take time to arrange the supports that your body needs to feel totally secure and able to rest. Cover yourself with a blanket. And simply allow yourself to sink downward, resting as in a supportive palm absolutely safe. I am resting secure and safe. I am surrounded by love. I am filled with love. Everything I do with love. I rest secure in love. Everything I do with love. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, to stretch, to bring your awareness back into the room, noticing the sounds and the temperature of the air, and allow your eyes gently to open. And focus softly on what is in your field of view. Roll to your side. And stretch. And come up to a seated position. Thank yourself for being so present to yourself during this session. We'll see you next time. I cherish the spirit in you.
Congratulations on loving yourself enough to set aside this precious time for yoga. In addition to your usual props, you will need either 2 bath towels or 2 pillowcases. If you need time to get your props, please stop the tape now. Close your eyes. And focus on your breath. Press down on your sits bones. Imagine a loving touch at the crown of your head and press into it. Feel the extension of your spine. Following your breath, form the intention to observe yourself with love and tenderness. Know you can watch steadily, noticing everything without being judgmental. Say to yourself, repeat in your mind, I have the courage to see myself honestly and with love. I have the courage to see myself honestly and with love. On the next inhalation, join us in the sound of Om. Allow your eyes to open.
If you're using cushions, be sure they're adjusted so that your sits bones are firmly into the floor. If you have cushions underneath your knees, remove them now. Float your fingertips up behind your neck for butterfly wings. Your fingertips might be interlaced or just placed lightly on each side of the neck. Exhaling forward, inhale up. Exhale forward.
Let your neck curve down.
Inhale up. Notice what happens to the chest points. As you inhale back, the chest points lift. As you exhale forward,
Press your elbows back, crown extended.
and bring the motion to stillness. And release your fingertips back down into your lap. Using the legs now to make butterfly legs, put your soles of your feet together. Press the soles together. Your feet might be out quite far, which is just fine. Draw them inward as far as is comfortable for your body. Grasp either your legs or put your hands around your toes in this manner. Press the sits bones. Allow the back to become flat, the crown lifted. Pressing the sits bones, begin moving the knees like wings. And notice that the rest of your body doesn't have to be tense. You can just be relaxed as you do this. Check the back of the neck. Check the shoulders. Check the belly. It can be soft. Where do you feel this movement in your body this time? And letting that motion come to stillness. Cross your legs in front of you. Remove the cushion. Come over onto your knees and into the hydrant. Or into the table for the hydrant. In the table position, remember you can use either hand position. And the shins are pressed into the floor. And this time, let's make a three-legged table. Bring your knees together to make a single rear leg to the table. This will give you more stability as we come into the full posture. So come into the hydrant on one side. Keep the front legs straight. Don't bend that elbow. No sinking front legs.
Pressing down on your hands and your knee that's on the floor.
And release back down. Press both shins, both palms, and lift in the other direction. I'll let your imagination figure out why this is called the hydrant. Watch the elbow. If it's sinking, bring it back up.
Press down on your hands and your knee.
And once more, on the other side. If you want, turn your head and gaze over your shoulder. Take a look at the foot back there. And back down. And final time, back up.
Pressing down on your hands.
A little higher. And release. Allow your body to move as it wants as you bring yourself into a squatting position. Do some energy squats.
You may want to make some movement in the squatting position first. And feel the release.
And now ready for energy squats. Place the palms on the floor to support yourself, or if it's more comfortable, use the fists. Stretch the tailbone toward the sky. And inhale the tailbone down. Exhale. Inhale. Fog the mirror with a rather forceful breath. Go at your own speed. It may be a lot slower than Linda. It may be faster than Linda. What does your body want and need to do? And end in a downward position, in a squatting position. And just feel the energy coursing through your body, and then bring yourself down to sit.
Your legs feeling energized. Probably want to move and stretch. So just take a moment and stretching out each of your heels. And come into a position with your legs out in front of you for the stick. Pressing your heels toward the wall. Pressing down on your sits bones. Crown of the head skyward. Back flat.
You may use your palms and your straightened arms to help support you in that flat back position. This is one of those postures that looks like nothing, and all sorts of important things can happen.
Pressing your heels, you'll feel a stretch in the back of your legs.
Relax the neck and shoulders.
Press the sits bones. Press the heels.
Lift the crown.
Feel the extension of your spine. And release. And come into spinal rocking. Rocking up and back. Inhaling and exhaling.
I like to inhale forward and exhale back.
You can go up one side of your spine and down the other. Give your spine a nice massage.
Spine is rounded. If there are some flat spots, send love there.
If you have difficulty grasping behind your knees or going over, you can use your hands on the floor to bring you over.
Or use an extender.
Such as a towel or a pillowcase.
And bring yourself back into a seated position again. With your legs extended, ready to do the forward bend. It's important as you do forward bends that the back remain flat and straight rather than arching over and slumping. So just keep that awareness, that image in your mind as we do the forward bend together this first time. I'll be using as extenders the pillowcases, and Linda will use the towels. You'll want to experiment with what works best for you with your particular body proportions. So coming into the stick position, just as we were in a moment ago, with the sits bones squarely on the floor and the heels extended toward the horizon, saddle up your 2 feet. Sits bones are firmly into the floor, the back is flat, the neck is released, the crown floats skyward.
We begin this posture from the stick position.
And then using your extenders and the strength in your arms, maintaining the flat back, just begin to pull forward slightly. Maintain the extension. How far forward you come is not as important as how well you maintain sits bones, contact with the floor, the extended back, and the crown extending yet further. And breathe. Holding the posture does not mean holding the breath. Press the heels toward the horizon.
In the beginning, you may not come much further than the stick position.
That's just fine. And slowly release back up to vertical. Put your extenders aside and come up into the standing position.
To come into the stance of courage, begin in the mountain position with your feet parallel. On an exhalation, we're going to step forward and raise our arms.
Actually, I like to raise my arms and do it in 2 steps. My body likes it better to inhale the arms up and then forcefully exhale as I come forward. So,
inhaling, pressing down on the feet, fingertips skyward,
shoulders released.
Pressing toward the ground.
Sits bones reach toward the ground.
Crown extended. Pressing on those feet. And when you're ready, release. Opposite foot. Inhaling the arms up. Pressing on your feet. Relaxing your shoulders. Fingertips skyward. Pressing sits bones toward the ground. Feel steady. Pressing on your feet. And when you're ready, you can release.
And there's another stance of courage. That was version 1 of the stance of courage. Linda will show us version 2 now. Step your feet wide apart. Turn your lead foot to the outside. Raise your fingertips up to shoulder height. Bend the lead leg at the knee and gaze softly over the extended fingertips. The sits bones pulling down toward the ground. The body in alignment. You may need a friend to help you determine, or a mirror to help you determine whether your hands and arms are perfectly level and straight with the horizon. And releasing, straighten the leg and release and come back. And in the opposite direction, lead with the opposite foot. Turn the lead foot out. Float the fingertips up to shoulder height. Bend the lead leg and gaze over that hand.
Pressing down on your feet, fingertips extended.
And straighten the leg to release. Come back down onto the floor again. We'll be doing the forward bend again. This time we'll be holding it for a bit. I'll continue to use the extenders. Beginners, follow me. Linda will use an alternative arm position, and if you're more advanced, you'll want to try that. So beginners, ready with your extenders.
If you shift from side to side, helps with your sits bones to bring you forward.
Working with these postures, the ones that we're focusing on today, will help you in time no longer need to have pillows supporting you when you're in the seated position. This will help train your body so that it's comfortable sitting on the sits bones instead of rolling backward. So you're in the stick position, with or without extenders. Heels are pressed toward the horizon, sits bones firmly into the floor, back is flat, crown extended.
Advanced. Begin to raise your arms over your head and come forward. Your back is always flat, never rounded.
Beginners, pull forward.
Extend in the crown as though a touch. With each exhalation, extending. You can relax your arms. Your back remains flat, pressing on your sits bones.
And slowly release. Keep holding if your body is comfortable holding for a longer length of time. And when you release, allow yourself to go into a flow for the next full minute. Follow the energy of your body. Down onto your back for final relaxation. Relaxing, letting go. Bring your focus to your feet. Into your back. Release any holding there. And your shoulders. Your head. Feel yourself supported. Focus on your breath.
I am willing to know the truth about myself. I let go into love. I am letting go into my true nature. I let go into love, which is my true nature. I am love. Begin to wiggle your toes and move your hands, rolling to the one side and come up into a sitting position, allowing your eyes to open. Know that in these moments together, you are loving yourself. I salute the Spirit
in you. Hello again. If you have the usual props at hand, then you're ready to begin. If not, take a moment and stop the tape. eyes to close. Press down on your sits bones. Press up on the crown of your head. Feel the extension in your spine. Notice each inhalation and each exhalation. Affirm to yourself, say in your mind, I am gentle with myself. My gentleness supports me strongly. Affirm to yourself, say in your mind, I am gentle with myself. My gentleness supports me strongly. On the next inhalation, join us in the sound of Om. Allow your eyes to open. Let's begin.
If you're using cushions, place them to the side and roll forward and come up into a standing position. We'll be doing the hula hoop. So bring your feet beneath your hips. Place your hands either on your waist or at the hip points. And begin by pressing one hip out to the side. Press forward so the pelvic triangle tilts to the rear. Press the other hip out and tilt the pelvic triangle the opposite way. Press, 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 tilt. Continue going in a circular movement, being sure you touch in with each of those press points as you go around. Allow your knees to be soft and see what a difference that makes as far as the amount of movement. Go at your own speed. This is good for limbering up the ligaments in the hip joint. And reverse direction. Go at your own speed.
Notice where it is that you inhale and exhale. Follow your breath.
And allow that movement to come to an end. And as it comes to an end, let it transition into swinging twist. Be sure there's enough room so you won't hit your knuckles against anything. And begin swinging, exhaling to each side. The arms are loose and relaxed like coat sleeves, no bones in them.
Knees relaxed, a little bent. Shift your weight from one foot to another.
Allow the heel to lift.
Look over your shoulder.
This can be a gentle swing, or you can put more vigor in it if that's what your body wants right now. Just be sure you keep the arms loose if you go faster. let this movement wind down. And allow your head to begin to come forward, curling the back of your neck and drawing you down toward the floor.
Knees easy.
And come into a kneeling position with one foot in front. We'll be doing the tripod, and the 3 legs to the tripod will be formed. One of them is your back leg, and your 2 hands form the 2 front support positions. One hand on each side of that front knee, either the fingertips or the knuckles or even the palms down on the floor, depending on the proportions of your body. So it's the back knee and these 2 points that are supporting you right now. This leg is just sort of here for the ride. Curl the toes of the rear foot under. Those toes are going to form the support point for the 3rd leg in the back as we come up into the tripod. So pressing down on the ball of your foot, raise the knee and balance yourself between the ball of the foot and the 2 hands. And allow the leg to stretch. You may rest your knee on the floor if you wish. Feel where in your body there's a lengthening and a stretching. Stay with that sensation. There's no pain, simply sensation. And allow the knee to drop to the floor, maintaining that sense of stretch in the groin area. And uncurl your toes behind you and reverse position. Bring the opposite foot forward. Support yourself on your 2 hands, fingertips, knuckles, or palms. Curl the back toe under and come up into the tripod. Experiment with little movements, micro movements, to allow a maximum stretch without pain. Relax the back of the neck. And release your knee to the floor. And uncurl the toes to come back up. Slide down onto your belly. And you can support the upper part of your body in whatever way is comfortable for you. You may want to be all the way down on the floor with your head turned to one side to relax your upper body to the maximum. Bend your knees so your feet come up toward the ceiling, and just begin kind of like windshield wipers, swiveling your feet back and forth. Should be a nice, easy, relaxed kind of movement. Remember when you were a child playing with crayons or something on the floor, and you might have just done this as you were playing? It's that kind of a movement. Releases that lower back. And then release down onto the floor, and stretching one arm above your head, roll over onto your back.
Bring your feet close to your buttocks. We're going to do a pelvic tilt. Locate your pelvic triangle and begin tipping it up and tipping it down. and up and down and up and down. When you press down, be pressing your back into the floor. When you lift it up, you'll begin to raise yourself a little and down. Do it a couple of times, and each time just raise your pelvic triangle a little more as you tilt.
You're going to feel yourself rolling right along the spine, vertebrae after vertebrae, one after the other. And gradually coming higher.
And relax onto the floor. From here, we're going to go into the posture called the bridge. Pressing your feet down to the floor. Pressing on your feet, begin to lift your pelvic triangle. Pressing it higher, pressing down on your shoulders. Clasp your hands underneath you, or use a tie, or even hold your heels, pressing down on your feet, pelvic triangle upward, slight bun squeeze, chest points forward, shoulders, press, and release. When you're ready, release very slowly, very slowly. Bring your knees up towards you, clasp them and roll side to side.
This also is a very gentle, easy movement.
Let your head turn as you go to the side. This releases your lower back.
See if you can peek through the window of your shoulder in the floor.
And come back to a position on your back.
It feels good.
Legs stretched out in front of you. Coming into the knee down twist. Cross one foot to the outside, to the top of the opposite knee. And to begin to come toward the floor.
Have the arms in a T position.
You could shift yourself as she did, coming over.
You can take your foot off to lift a little, to shift the bulk of the hip.
And let your hip come toward the floor, your knee come toward the floor.
Press the knee toward the horizon and let the pressing pull you into a twist.
Your arms are in a T position, straight out from your shoulders.
Press the shoulder points to the floor.
Relax in this position. Follow your breath as you come deeper.
The head naturally wants to turn and face in the opposite direction.
Press your shoulder points to the floor. And come back up when you're ready to release. Slowly.
Oh, that felt so good. I could have stayed longer.
Anytime we're doing a twisting with the back, with the spine, always move very slowly and gently. Stretch out the opposite leg. Bring your foot up onto your knee.
T position with the arms. Press the shoulder points.
And begin
When you feel resistance of the bulk of the hip, take your foot off and shift and continue the rest of the way. And notice how the head automatically turns to look in the opposite direction. Press the knee. Press the shoulder points.
Notice your breath. Relax into your breath. Relax into the posture. And just let go. And when you're ready, you ready, Genia?
It's okay.
Let's release. She likes this one.
Today I like this one. Some days.
And bring your knees toward you and rock from side to side.
Feels good.
And then stretch your knees, your feet out straight on the floor to come into leg lifts to release your low back. Bend one knee, clasp behind the knee.
Or use an extender if you don't reach.
And press your heel toward the sky and press your low back into the floor.
As you press your heel, you'll just automatically feel your low back sinking into the floor. And the other leg can be totally relaxed.
Press and release. Bringing your foot down slowly. Bring your other knee up, clasp your hands or use an extender. Press your heel toward the ceiling. Press your low back. Doesn't that feel great? Release. You'll notice the stretch along the back of your leg when you press your heel up.
If you find the opposite leg starting to tense, just send it a message that it can relax.
And release slowly. And roll onto your belly and come into the table. We're going to be going into the tent and holding in that posture. Curling your toes under. Press down on your hands. Press down on your feet.
The balls of your feet.
Balls of your feet. And pressing.
Lift the tailbone.
Skyward. Pressing on your hands. Pressing on your feet.
Flat back.
Continue to hold.
Relax the head between the arms.
And remain holding in this position until your body is ready to release. Release the posture and come into a flow for the next full minute. Notice the energy in your body. Notice what way you're called to move.
And bring your flow to an end now. Coming down onto the floor to rest on your back with all the supports that you need. As you come into relaxation, take a deep breath in and sigh it out again. And again, another deep breath. Allow all expression to melt from your face. Simply melts away. Bring your attention to your belly. Invite the deep muscles of the belly to relax and let go. And watch now as the breath easily fills the belly on each inhalation, swelling it like a balloon. And now just relax. Nothing to do. Nothing to accomplish. I rest in my true nature. My true nature is love. I rest in love. To rest in my true nature is to know true joy. Begin deepening your breath. Allow yourself to begin to move, to stretch. Allow any sounds that want to emerge. And roll to your side. And on up into a seated position. And when you feel ready, allow your eyes to open. Yoga is the bridge linking mind, body, and spirit. It's the path to well-being. That's why you enjoy it so much. It's why you're wanting to do yoga more and more often. We're happy for you. I cherish the spirit in you. I cherish the spirit in you.
Having come to the end of Volume 2, you may be asking yourself, what next? Well, by now you've noticed that when you slow the movement down and become very attentive to all sensation, your awareness is drawn inward and each moment becomes a surprise package. That's why you can use these same 5 sessions again and again. The experience is always new. Yoga works its magic in your life when you spend time on the mat regularly. Help yourself do that by setting aside a particular half-hour daily and storing all your yoga materials together in a convenient place. You might also introduce Yoga for Round Bodies to a friend and do a session together once or twice a week. If you'd like the name of a Kripalu yoga teacher near you, phone or write us, care of Helix Resources. We'd be happy to send you that information.